Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Jannu tribe. And we are here up at the northern edge of the explored territory of the third island with our three explorers, Goku, who actually came with this island. He sort of stumbled into our group by accident. And Rikori, who has actually decided that she and Goku are an item, which is really, really sweet. I actually love zooming in on them and looking at like how they're almost holding hands with their claws. It's quite appealing. But these two are helping to explore the edges along with Lasol, and she is over here trying to work her way through the savanna grasslands and cut a swath up through. And there's where the rogue male that we had harassing our females probably has passed away. But she's trying to work her way over towards this rumored nest. These shadowy nests are actually the perfect spot for the seers of the shadows to be able to make their home. So we're trying to like cut a swath over there, so maybe in a generation or two we can move the seers of the shadows from under this tree where they were. Miko and Siko, who are two seers of the shadows, are actually, where is Siko? There's Siko up here and Miko is down here. They are currently on baby duty, having babies to hopefully pass on their seer traits too, including itty bitty little Anku here. He actually does have the seer abilities, and he has 3 out of the 4 required things to be a seer. The only thing that sort of threw us off a little bit is his coloring. He's supposed to have darker ram horns and he's supposed to have maybe darker panda pattern, but that's okay because he's at least, you know, almost all the way there, more than halfway there, and he can crack open the nuts, which is really important. So he's actually going to be moving over to the tree in just a moment here. I'm going to have him scooch down and exit the nest because we have many pregnant bellies, 4 pregnant bellies fighting over one nest. Thankfully this tribe is a lot more peaceful than our nest tree tribe, and they don't quite get so competitive with their arguing over who gets to be in the nest next. We've got little Misi down here. She actually likes to clear away the grasses. She's going to be one of our explorers. All of the seers are marked with blue gemstones. All of the explorers are marked with red gemstones. Newton, oh no, Newton, it's his final day. Oh, I'm gonna have Newton settle in and he can pass away peacefully, surrounded by the many females who are bearing his children. So Newton has proven to be one of the most unexpectedly amazing breeders we have had for the Jannu tribe in a long time. I love his coloring. I love that I don't think we've ever had anybody in the Jannu tribe who looks like him, and who knows how long it'll be before someone will look like him again, but he has contributed some of the best children to this tribe that we have possibly had, including Miko herself. So I'm really happy to see that he's there. Kolari is getting a little bit older. Who else is older? Sirami! Oh, we lost our time. Sirami is not going to be able to have her baby. Dang it. So Sirami is unfortunately not going to be able to have her child. I'm going to put Kolari here so that she can have her child next. She mated with Newton, and she should have a child that has some good abilities. So what do we have in the mutation menu right now? Nimble Fingers and Cracker Jaw are already in the abilities. I'm going to swap the spots they're in because she already has nibble fingers, and having Cracker Jaw as a shadow seer would actually be a pretty good thing because they could crack open the nuts even if they were maybe having to switch to being double claw to defend themselves against all of the predators that are on this island. So we'll swap them over. Sirami, I'm going to have Sirami go ahead and just peacefully look out at the ocean as she passes away because she's also about to pass away. In fact, I'll move Newton over here, and Newton and Sirami can just spend some of their final moments together on the edge of the beach, looking over and dreaming about where they have come from and where they can go, because Newton and Sirami are going to be 2 of the last of the creatures who moved from the middle island, so they can reminisce about what they have left behind on the old island while they sit on the beach together in their old age. And then we've got Siko, who is kind of Miko's seer sister, and she's just kind of keeping an eye on things from up at her big cliff perch. She'll be moving down to have her baby as soon as there's room. Miko can go ahead and stick around and keep an eye on the babies. I might have her move over here, maybe clear this grass away for a moment. Let's see. And then we've got little Kuro, who was just born, and Kuro actually has Diggerpaw. He's our very first Diggerpaw child. He also has orange eyes, and I think he might make a good mate for Dolomie in the future. As we discussed last time, I'm beginning to realize the absolute most perfect seer of the sea we could have would be somebody with Dolomie's coloring. So you have the red antlers, and you have the no pattern white body, which just makes the sea seers stronger for some reason, like the dark panda pattern pattern, it makes the shadow seers stronger. And if we could have it, so we had the beak, so you could do underwater feeding. We had one nimble paw. We had one digger paw. We had a water body. All of those things together, I think, would make like a perfect seer of the sea. So maybe one day we'll be able to get a perfect seer of the sea. That would be pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to have little Kuro come over, and he's going to step to the side. And Valori is actually a really big, really awesome explorer, so she's going to take off and do some exploring. Let's see, she possibly could have some interesting kids with Kuro, but let's see, I think, yeah, she would have wonderful children with Anku. So Anku and Raylori are probably going to be really great mates. But for now, Raylori can go ahead and do a little bit of exploring and wait for Anku to grow up. Over here we have old lady Kokir. She's actually also one of the last ones left over from the old island. So we'll let her go ahead and rest under this tree, kind of clear some things away. Caravan will also come over and start helping to clear the area around the tree away too. He's one of our explorers. All of the red marks creatures that probably aren't super duper helpful to our tribe, just because, oh no, there was a clamshell over here, because of the traits they have. So they're going to start exploring the island for us, because it's still a huge island to be able to investigate. All right, so everybody is out of that spot, and then we have, let's see, Crackerjaw and Nimble Fingers. Dolomie, if I get you into the nest, Dolomie takes precedence on trying to have Bebe. She already has Crackerjaw. She mated with Anton, and her children need to have, yeah, Crackerjaw and Nimble Fingers probably make sense, because then Dolomie's child will hopefully have the ability to crack the shells open, which is needed if she is going to be a seer of the sea. And Anton, I can move you over here. He's going to just kind of keep an eye on the entire tribe. Might have him help clear away some of the grasses. And then Rossi is, actually, we've got to get him into the water. Rossi is literally like a fish born out of the sea, because he can hardly move on land due to his webbed legs, but he's a really good swimmer. He is a seer. He is a variety of seer, even if he isn't as strong a seer as Dolomie is. So he has the antlers. He has the nimble fingers to crack things open, and he can also breathe underwater, fish, and attack things, which means crabbits. But he just can't move very well on land, so we're going to try to get his poor little self into the water as quickly as possible, and he can be very, very happy and very useful over here. So there we go. All right, so we've got some explorers that we need to push to do a little bit more exploring. So Goku can get up here. We'll have Rikori come up here too, kind of help clear the way. And then let's see, La Sila, she can move this direction and then move over here, and we'll have her continue exploring through the savannah for as long as she lives. All right, and apologies if you can hear the baby birds in the background. If I get distracted now and then, it's actually because they're going tweet, 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 tweet in the background. Oh, which is really cute. All right, Dolomie, let's go ahead and see what kind of child, the very first child born to our seer of the sea, what kind of child this little one is going to be. Is it going to be another seer? Darn, he's a good defender, but he is not going to be a good seer. So Nuvan Nu, I believe he is actually the son. Nuvan Nu, at least you're a male. I did need more males, but he is Anton's son. So he's a good defender, but he is not going to be a good seer. So Dolomie, we may actually have to wait for Rossi to be old enough to mate with, or actually Kuro to be old enough to mate with. So poor Dolomie has to wait for her mates to be old enough, which is a bit of a sad thing. There we go. We can do a little bit digging right here, but at least she's had one healthy child, and I heard a predator show up. Oh my! All right, what's going down? Ooh, who do we have here? Oh my gosh! It's a proper seer. Taku has been born. He is a dark panda with dark ram horns, and he has the cracking ability. Yes! All right, so good job. Good job, Kolari. She has had a proper seer who can join the seer line. Yeah, she'll have this one join the seer line, and we also have Siko. Siko could possibly be Taku's mate in the future, or her child could be, so that's a good thing to see. So Korolari, thank you so much. So we have another Seer of the Shadows, and his practical skills include doing a lot of collecting and a little bit of strength and some decent movement. So he will be going over with the rest back under the tree for being the Seers of the Shadows once we have enough babies born. We really need to see if we can find a nest over here, so I'm actually going to, oh, there we go. I'm actually going to investigate this area a little bit to see if there's a nest a little bit closer to the tree for our seers. And then Siko definitely needs to have her baby soon. She's another seer and she needs to get back to under the tree. Gosh darn it. Siko's going to wound that guy and then run for it. And then we're going to have Masimi, who's actually one of our defenders, come up and just prepare herself to be able to fight that guy. Same thing with Ralori. Ralori is actually another one of our defenders. So we've got, he's poisoned now because Siko does have fangs, but hopefully we'll be able to have her child and then move them on soon. So, all right. We also have little Miko needs to go back to the shadows as soon as she has her baby as well. So we've got, and then these two passed away. So I just need more nest under the trees over here. So I'll have to remember that. All right, and let's see what's going on here. Riri is actually continuing to gather up all of the clamshells for Dolomie while we wait for Dolomie to be able to have a child to inherit her position. And we've got the predator up here. A nest! A nest! Rikori can actually end up having the child, Goku's child after all. All right, so Lasisi, I think we'll go ahead. Get out of here. Get out of here, predator. There we go. And Rikori can go ahead, discover the nest. Oh my gosh, there's that male again. Wait, Anasi, you come with a name? Are you like a male we could invite into the family? I'm okay, thank you for your interest, but we're not taking applications to the Jannu tribe right now. Cough, cough. Goodbye, sir. You can continue moving on. Cough, cough. All right, so let's see. We do have another new nest up here, which actually would be much closer to the tree in a way for the seers. Yeah, that's much, much closer for the shadow seers. So that makes me super happy. I think we'll have Siko move up towards that nest soon too. And let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. Oh my. Ame! There's so much going on. That guy just died. He just suddenly died. And then we've got another guy just showing up. What's happening over here? Anasi! Oh, you're a female. What are you doing here? There's just so much action all of a sudden. Oh no, the guy who just died was Goku. He just passed away. Oh, Rikori, I will go ahead and let her have Goku's son. Oh my goodness, and somebody is eating, it's her! She's eating the berries on the other side of the bush. Rikori and Lasila are gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do about that. And the predator just passed away, so that's a good thing to see. Oh my, this got very exciting all of a sudden. And then Siko, I guess, could work her way up to this other nest. She's probably gonna have a higher likelihood of actually having her baby if we come up to this other nest. Oh man, that got really exciting for a second. I wasn't expecting all of that, so oh my. All right, and then what do we have over here? Caravan. I'm going to have him continue to explore around the tree so that our Seers of the Shadows can return there. Also, again, look at this awesome cliffside. I love that. I love how cool that looks. All right, and Riri can gather up more of these little shells. And then she's actually super sick, unfortunately, so I might have her do some exploring before she passes away. And Rossi is slowly flip-flopping his way towards the water, where he can finally start being able to move around. And Rossi can devote himself as a seer. He's a lower level seer, just like Riri was kind of like an acolyte, but not a seer, but he has antlers, so he can be a lower level seer. And he will move around and collect up the clamshells while we wait continually for Dolomie to be able to have her healthy children. So Nuvanu is going to end up being a good explorer. He's really a powerful kid, so he'll make a good explorer. And then we'll have Kuro. He still is waiting to grow up. Kuro's supposed to become, he's supposed to end up becoming a mate of Dolomie, but poor Dolomie just has to like sit there and wait until he's old enough. So we could try with another child with Anton, and we'll just see how that ends up. But our main focus is actually going to be the child that Miko is finally going to have. And that means I'm going to leave Crackerjaw and Nimble Fingers right in there. So hopefully Miko's child will be a healthy one. I think Newton, who passed away with one of his older mates, is actually the father of her children. And then Anku, we can send over towards the tree. So he can start heading towards the tree to crack open the shells, as is his destiny. And then Anton, I'll have Anton come over in his free time and do a little bit more exploring while we're waiting. And then Kalari is actually about to pass away too. So I'll let her just kind of come by where everybody will have our own graveyard. That's the thought. We can actually, it's like an elephant graveyard or something, start sending our elders into the graveyards to rest. So, all right, Miko's child is our most important and most interesting child at this point. So let's go ahead and settle in and see what kind of child Miko has. Oh, what a pretty little one! Completely the opposite of what we were going for, but quite a pretty little one. So Tovanku. So I think he is not going to end up inheriting. I think little Taku is definitely just the best seer born this round, and he will definitely follow Miko as they resume the travels going back towards the tree. And let's see who else we had. So yeah, I think that her sons, unfortunately Miko's children. Miko, where are you? There you are. Miko has had 2 sons. She has had Anku, who will make an okay seer. He actually has a lot of the seer traits. And then she has had little Tavanku. And I mean, he doesn't have panda pattern, but he does have nimble fingers. So he won't be a terrible seer, and he does have white antlers, which are one of the colors we've decided are pretty good for being seers of the shadows. So they can all head towards the tree. Anku is going to get a head start on it before his mother. And then finally, Rossi, come on, buddy. You're almost to the open water. You can get that clam, and then once I get him in the water, I think he's going to be so much happier. He's just terrible. I've never seen such a slow creature. All right, and then Kurovan, I just noticed, does have big body. So if I keep him around to breed with my stronger females, we probably will have a pretty awesome result. So he just was always meant to be more of a defender and an explorer than anything else. Riri is about to pass away. I'll let her come down and kind of just enjoy the view by the ocean. Like I said, we're almost ending up with graveyards that we end up making with the creatures we know are getting too old. And then Kuro can go ahead and work on collecting up some of the roots. And then who is this little one? Oh, Mies, look at you. All right, so Mies does have some of the traits. She's not a really strong seer, but she does have cracking ability and she does have strength. She might make a better explorer though, so we may end up having her be more of an explorer. She does have pink antlers, and she's healthy. Little Mies. I don't think she's going to follow after her mother's footsteps. Perhaps we'll have to see. She may not be one. Some of them who have the traits are meant to be seers of the sea, but the stripes I feel like really throw her off, even though this guy has spots. So we'll have to see what she grows up to do. She's got better movement than anything else, and yeah, we'll just have to think about that. Maybe Kurovan would be a good mate for her. Oh, actually he would be, sort of. Let's see. They might have a healthy child. We'll have to see. I've got some seers. I'm happy with them. And we'll see what their babies are, but otherwise I won't worry about it. All right, Anton is going to continue exploring over here, just making sure that this area is safe for any future babies. And then Raylori and Messi are exploring this direction, so they can try to make sure this zone is safe and free of potential predators. And then we had a baby in this nest. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my, this is a bit of a twist. Kosira, I was not expecting a child. She's got normal eyesight. The odds of that. Goku's child has been born and she actually has normal eyesight. All right, I totally wasn't expecting that twist, or for her to have gills. Wow, so she's pretty speedy and she's an underwater breather. I wonder what we'll have to do with her. Maybe she'll just want to go jump in the ocean, and she doesn't swim very well though. So maybe she'll probably just be another explorer too. All right, and what to do with Honesty? We're not really tight on food, but I don't really want to have her join the tribe. But you know what? We'll say that we offer her a berry and have her join the tribe, so that I can actually send her up north, and she'll be willing to show the way a little bit for where she has done her exploring and where her expertise of being an old lady, having lived on this island for a long time, has guided her. So we've stumbled upon an old guide, it seems. All right, so let's see. Yep, I'm really excited to have this nest by the shadow area too. Speaking of which, Siko is finally wiggling her way up to the nest, and she can help out over here and have a chance to have her baby in there next time. And then I think my Seers of the Shadows are ready to retire in a way and move back over to their tree. So that takes care of those Seers. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what this rustling is all about. All right, I heard somebody. I think that some of them are just sick, and that's what we heard. Oh dear. All right, so what's this rustling? Oh my! Vonro, hello there. Did I just find a mate for Alasili? Oh my, he's a really good fighter. Hello. How do you do? We just ended up with some guides into the northern woods that totally are unrelated to us. This is kind of amazing. We've ended up with a lot of new creatures, and I could have sworn we already had like max number new creature encounters. I wonder what triggers like the new creatures showing up. But this is Vonro, and he's super strong. Let's see what his traits are. Unfortunately, he has blind eyes lurking in there, but he has eye and E immunity, and he's got those brown horns. We'll have to see. That's really tempting. What do you see over here, buddy? All right, anything? Must have just been a bunny. All right, I like him. I like him, and I think Lasisi likes him. So we'll go ahead and change all of these guys over to explorers, but I think Vonro and Lasisi are going to end up being a couple together for sure. So this is unexpected. We have lots and lots of sudden newcomers that are just appearing out of nowhere. So let's go ahead and get Siko finally into that nest. I can't even remember who she ended up breeding with. It's been so long. So I don't even know what I should have in our mutation menu for her children, except maybe Nimblefingers. And then maybe... Siko, do you have any traits I want to make sure are not passed on? Not really. Nimblefingers are claw. Oh, maybe Big Body. Big Body would be a good thing to try to tuck in there, I think. And then Nimblefingers, just to make sure that as a Seer of the Shadows, she can hopefully have children of the shadows herself. Maybe Panda Pattern? Do I have that unlocked? I have not yet unlocked Panda Pattern. We have been so busy with everything else. All right. So we've lined her up. I know there's a bun over here, which means there's probably a berry bush somewhere nearby. And Rilori can also help out with exploring this area. Very nice stream. I'm totally going to ignore those fish. I'm so done with paying attention to fish. Aha! And then Kuro has gotten old enough to breed with. Fantastic. So we're going to have little Mies step out of the nest. Kuro is going to step right over to Dolami, and hopefully they will have some wonderful children. I think Nimblefingers is going to be more important here than anything. Yeah, let's try to get Nimblefingers in on this line. And then Nurovan, he's going to go ahead and start his exploring to the north. So there's that. And then these babies are old enough. You know, we haven't seen any of the blue birds in a long time now that I think about it. But Taku and Anku are old enough to be, and even this little guy right over here, Takvanku. So we're switching from having Siko and Miko as the female seers of the shadows to suddenly having a whole little line of boys who are our seers of the shadows. But we'll go ahead and have them start moving towards under the tree, where Anku already is settling in and trying to fulfill his role as one of the seers of the shadows. And then finally, Rasi is helping out with the Seer of the Sea business, and he's almost to the ocean all this time later, the poor guy. He doesn't move very quickly. And we do have an empty and available nest in case we decide to stick one of our females down in there. But right now everybody's crowding up this direction. So all right, we have some new guides to the north, which is quite exciting. And we're going to have to see what kind of the child we're going to get from Dolami next time too, to try to get the Seer of the Sea line continuing pretty strongly. I almost feel like we need to really hyper focus on breeding, because we've got a lot of Seers of the Shadows, especially in little Taku here, that we could pass on through the generations. Plus, it's going to be really fun to see what our new guides do in taking us further up north. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.